This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, local researchers are planning to excavate a Milton cemetery, but they need help from the public first. City Hall backs a new project that aims to reduce food waste and your weekly grocery bill. And the future for a large mountain biking event looks rosy thanks to a welcome financial boost. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. Local researchers are hoping to discover more about the city's early settlers by excavating a Milton cemetery. A team from the University of Otago have put forward a proposal to remove and analyse skeletons in the hope of identifying anonymous remains. But first, they need the help of the public to make it successful.
Unearthing some of the region's history. University of Otago researcher Hallie Buckley is looking over items discovered in a local grave. She's hoping to soon undertake a new excavation project in Tukuiti, Milton, aiming to identify a number of unmarked graves while also helping rebuild a cemetery.
We were approached by this research group to see whether we could help to address this issue archaeologically and also forensically.
The university research team hope to map the cemetery, identify graves and the individuals within. Their analysis is expected to take around 6 months to complete, after which the remains will be reburied and new gravestones placed. Most of those buried are first-generation Europeans, and Buckley says the excavation is an opportunity to find more about their lives.
In terms of information that could be provided from this project is looking at the wider story with regards to early European settlement. What was the biology of these people? What was the diet of these people?
The researchers were approached by local community group Tukumairero Project 60, who have asked for help in restoring their cemetery. They've also provided a list of almost 70 names they hope the research team will be able to identify. Buckley says it's a task that will be made easier with the local community's help.
We're very interested in hearing from people who know that they have ancestors buried at this cemetery, with the view to potentially helping us with identification, because we could potentially do that through DNA.
The team will be holding a public meeting next month to hear any feedback on their plans and hopefully cease any concerns. If given the go-ahead, excavation will begin at the end of the year. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Significant job losses at agriculture research facility Invermay in Mosgiel have been confirmed by the government. More than 50 jobs are to be cut as part of an updated restructuring plan announced by Science and Innovation Minister Stephen Joyce. Staff numbers at Invermay will gradually drop from 91 to 35 over the next 2.5 years as part of the Crown Research Institute's plan. $133 million is also being invested across the Institute's 4 sites nationwide. Ag Research will self-fund the program through cash reserves, asset sales and debt. Members of the Dunedin City Council are backing a new initiative to help reduce food waste in the city. The Love Food, Hate Waste program was launched today to inspire people to think about the amount of food they throw away and the environmental impact. And it could help residents reduce their grocery bill.
Tips for the pantry and the pocket. A new online initiative aimed at helping the public reduce food waste has just been launched nationwide, and already it's getting the seal of approval locally.
It's all about stopping and thinking about what food we're wasting, buying what you need rather than what looks good, and also considering how you dispose of waste and how it can be used, how you can use food a lot better.
The Love Food, Hate Waste website features tips and tools on how to better use food and cut down on waste. The Dunedin City Council is one of almost 60 councils nationwide collaborating to deliver the initiative across the country. Wilson says a series of planned food events to be held locally will help extend the message even further.
There's going to be a cooking exhibition by Judith Cullen showing how you can use food that's getting near its use by date and using a whole cabbage properly, you know, rather than generating waste, which is none of us should do and none of us should want to do. We work far too hard to get our money in the first place.
The average Kiwi family throws around 3 full shopping trolleys of uneaten food into the bin each year. That's more than $560 worth of food going to landfill. In Dunedin alone, $26 million worth of food is wasted each year, something Wilson says not only hurts our pockets, but our environment too.
Anything that breaks down as biodegradable causes us problems in the landfill. They generate heat, generate gases which we don't like to generate. We have to pay for them. The government's putting those costs up, so anything that minimises that is all the better.
The topic of food waste will also be a part of the upcoming International Food Design Festival being held in Dunedin at the end of the month. Annabelle Dick, 39, Dunedin News.
The cause of a fire that gutted a Portobello home earlier this week is not thought to be suspicious. It's believed clothing hung too close to an open fire is what started the blaze that destroyed the Harrington Point Road property late Monday night. 3 Dunedin fire crews battled the blaze, spending around 2 hours ensuring the fire was completely extinguished. What remains of the burnt-out house is expected to be pulled down in coming days. A large-scale mountain biking event to be held in the city has been given a substantial funding boost courtesy of the Dunedin City Council. Mountain Biking Otago has just received more than $2,000 to help stage a national secondary schools competition. And group members are confident the event will provide a boost to the local economy.
Pointing the way to success. It's action like this from recent local competitions that is ensuring mountain biking is a growing sport in the south. Mountain Biking Otago has just received $2,500 from the Dunedin City Council to help run this year's Secondary Schools South Island Championship, something that members are happy about.
So we've looked into that, the events that we run in the city are kind of those supporting events, not like a huge rugby match. We run a lot of events that bring sort of 100 to 150 people to Dunedin. If you think about that, generally they bring mum and dad and maybe some extra kids along too. They all stay at local hotels, they go out and eat. So in the past, we're probably looking at a good couple of $100,000 going into local economy just because people are here for the event.
He says receiving the grant will help encourage more youth participation in the sport, while also helping attract more competitors to the city.
We're running the National Secondary Schools event this year again. We ran it in 2014, and $2,500 means that we can keep the event entries lower for students so they can basically get into the event and have fun.
Arbuckle anticipates the upcoming competition will be a fast and furious affair come October. The young competitors from all around New Zealand are set to represent their schools and provinces, competing in 3 disciplines.
Last time we ran this event, we had about 150 students attend it. They compete in cross-country, downhill, and what we call a Super D, which is a bit of a mixture of cross-country and downhill in one event.
Mountain Biking Otago has around 400 members, a number that Arbuckle says is steadily growing. That, coupled with the recent cash injection, is good news for those passionate about getting their rims dirty. Daryl Baser, 39, Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we'll find out why another DCC delegation is heading to China and a liquor licence application contested by the authorities is withdrawn.
Junk-free June is about making a change that makes you healthier and happier. Kick the junk or that bad habit during June and you'll be helping yourself and supporting the Cancer Society. Get others to support you and get rewarded with discounts on some great products and services too. Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started. You'll be doing good for you and for local people affected by cancer.
Come one, come all to the Lana Castle Winter Ball. Traditional dancing, dining and fun to be had. Dress up in your Victorian costume and experience the glamour of yesteryear and witness the address of the haggis. Friday 22nd of July, get in fast as tickets are limited. Call 4761616 or go online to www.lanarkcastle.co.nz.
We're a 25 Moreau Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up chocolate.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
It's on again. The Star Regent 24-hour book sale starts noon 10th June. Don't miss out!
Oamaru's Fire and Steam is a unique family event coinciding with the Steampunk New Zealand Festival. Fire and Steam is being held Friday the 3rd of June from 6:30pm till 9pm. The festival is to celebrate fire, steam, sound, light and music. Harbour Street will come alive. An annual event not to be missed.
I understand now how economics can affect global warming.
And I found out how grass growth in New Zealand affects Fashion Week in Milan.
I can even tell you how smartphone technology affects the survival of mountain gorillas.
Sorry.
Because at the Otago Business School, it's not just about the world of business, it's how business affects the world.
I'm Kim. Michaela.
David. And this is our place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Hi, this time of year we like to keep our customers warm and comfortable, and we sell a lot of moleskins and we've got them all on special. Check out these, Tussock Creek, 2 weights and they're a great price. We also sell Lee stretch moleskins, 5 different colours, short and regular. Great buying, moleskins, Alex Campbell Menswear, 3 stores.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up the couch.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Welcome back. Dunedin home values have increased significantly in the past 3 months, reflecting a similar national rise. The latest figures from Quotable Value New Zealand show the average price in the city is now just over $320,000. That's an increase of more than 4% since March. The national rise over the last 3 months was 3.9%. Dunedin valuer Duncan Jack says right now it's a seller's market locally, with buyer demand still strong. Listings, however, are low for this time of year. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day down 17 points. It's now at 7,022. The FTSE is down 40 points. And to the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is down against the Australian and the yen, but we're up against the greenback, the pound and the euro. A City Council delegation is heading to China to unlock further economic opportunities. It's all part of the ongoing effort to build closer ties between Dunedin and China. And Enterprise Dunedin's Project China coordinator Withdrawn joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening.
Where is the delegation going?
We are going to Qingdao, Beijing, Shanghai, Qingyuan and Guangzhou.
When are you going?
We are leaving on 8th of June, next Wednesday.
What are the priorities for this trip?
The priorities for the trip is there are a couple of important agreements will be signed during the trip. So to further open the door for Dunedin to access the China market and for education providers as well. So that's the key things.
And the city is already working with China for economic gain?
Yeah. I think we work with university closely to build some research relationship, research cooperation, and for schools we already bring lots of education tours like studying group. So they study for a couple of weeks, and some of them convert to long-term study students. So and other trades and business as well. Yeah.
And what's the focus of your role?
My role is building the relationship with China to benefit our economy. So the key thing is use the relationship to help our Dunedin economic growth.
Now, you've been in this job for about a year and a half or so?
Yeah, one and a half years.
Yeah. How have you managed to strengthen ties thus far?
First, I use the city relationship. So city to city council, we have 3 friendship cities. The second one is I'm using my personal social network and resources in China. I grew up in China.
What are you working on achieving this year?
I think I will work with university for some joint program. So one of them is getting close. And the other thing is studying group, studying with another focus which is very important, I think, for students coming and the parents coming to know more about our city. Then they find this a good place to study. So the students are coming out. There are lots of money spending on Dunedin.
How does our link with China compare to that of other cities in New Zealand?
I think Dunedin has a long history with Chinese from the gold mining times. And I think other cities as well has a long history as well. But I'm not going to say we are the leaders of this area, but we are doing really well compared to other cities.
Do you think there's some areas that we can improve in?
For the 1.5 years working, my understanding is I think we need to help our local business to help them know about China culture, China market, to facilitate. That's the things we need to prove to help them. Yeah.
What is the ultimate goal of Project China?
The goal is to find a specific two-way training and investment from China, including talent and education parts, and to benefit our Dunedin economy. This is economic growth. Yeah.
Are we seeing benefits in the economy yet?
I think so. I think we are open the door to China, and we got we have already, it's on the way. We have already started. I think we need to keep visiting and keep warm. I think China relationship is the base for everything. So we'll work on that. I believe it's a bright future. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most about this trip?
The most, you mean the 3 big signings will be exciting, and the other one is the first joint program for Otago University with the Shanghai Jiaotong University. That's a big thing for us. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Enterprise Dunedin Project China Coordinator Hui Zhuang, thanks so much for your time. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, a Central City restaurant withdraws its application for a liquor licence, and we're on the streets to see if you're excited by last week's budget.
Sir Bob Charles, New Zealand's greatest golfer and still going strong.
I'm sure that Sportsville was a contributing factor to my success, and I'll continue to use it.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville, a product so good he puts his name to it.
Well, I believe Sportsville helps maintain your quality of life.
Now being used by active men and women globally to support strength and mobility.
It works for me.
Sir Bob Charles Sportsville in the new all-black pack. Call now for the Sportsville special, 0800 502 402.
Hi, this time of year we like to keep our customers warm and comfortable, and we sell a lot of moleskins, and we've got them all on special. Check out these, Tussock Creek, 2 weights, and they're a great price. We also sell Lee stretch moleskins, 5 different colours, short and regular. Great buying, moleskins, Alex Campbell Menswear, 3 stores.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up the couch.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Oamaru's Fire and Steam is a unique family event coinciding with the Steampunk New Zealand Festival. Fire and Steam is being held Friday the 3rd of June from 6:30pm till 9pm. The festival is to celebrate fire, steam, sound, light and music. Harbour Street will come alive. An annual event not to be missed. Come one, come all to the Lana Castle Winter Ball. Traditional dancing, dining and fun to be had. Dress up in your Victorian costume and experience the glamour of yesteryear and witness the address of the haggis. Friday 22nd of July, get in fast as tickets are limited. Call 4761616 or go online to www.lanarkcastle.co.nz.
Are you within your legal rights to take one life in order to save another? Welcome to the ambiguities of law. Because whilst the law may be clear, there is still room for both yes and no.
What? No!
The decision will depend on logical thinking and the art of argument. And this is what we learn at New Zealand's first and world-renowned law faculty.
You can stop now!
I'm Latafale, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
It's Junk-Free June.
I'm giving up chocolate.
Go to junkfreejune.org.nz today and get started.
Welcome back. A Central City sushi restaurant has withdrawn its application for a liquor licence after facing opposition. The Hikari Sushi Bar had applied to the Dunedin City Council for a liquor licence from 11 a.m. until 2 a.m. the following day. The application faced opposition from police, licensing and medical officers. They expressed concerns over the operator's grasp of the Alcohol Act, as well as the likelihood that young students would drink at the premises. It was due to go before a hearing before the District Licensing Committee this afternoon. However, the application was withdrawn ahead of that. The National-led government has recently released details of its 8th annual budget for the coming financial year. It's giving the Southern District Health Board a record amount of funding, totalling more than $800 million. With that in mind, our Word on the Street team went out to find out whether members of the public care about the budget.
I mean, I haven't really heard much about it, so I mean, it's not, yeah, to be honest, it's not going to have a massive impact because I haven't really read much about it or know much about it at all.
Well, I haven't actually felt any change in effect from it, to be honest. I actually wasn't aware of it.
Not a heck of a lot. I don't believe that much will change in my life. It's great to see that there's a bit more going into the health budget. I work in the health sector, so very pleased to see that there's more going into the health budget. But probably I don't foresee any change, particularly in our everyday. My personal everyday life.
I think people need to know what's there and what they're going to do with it and what they will do, what their future plans are.
Firstly, I think it's absolutely wonderful concerning the fact that there'll be more operations for more people in hospitals. I think that is really good. Not too much, and particularly on my life. I would like to see more help for the senior citizens because they've worked really hard, and I think they could have done a lot more for senior citizens, and also more for education on that front. And obviously housing is a big issue. I think they could have done a lot more for housing.
Being part of the health sector here with the research that I'm doing in physiotherapy, I think that it could have a huge impact in areas that aren't able to get as much funding as usual, potentially. And it allows us to apply for more grants to increase our research opportunities, which automatically pours back into healthcare and improving efficacy of healthcare, improving outcomes.
Not that I vote National, but I was delightfully pleased to read it. So I think, yeah, well done this time, National.
Well, I faced a few times with health care here in New Zealand, in Dunedin, and I was quite happy with that because I have just only young kids, and I'm quite happy with everything what's going on in health system at the moment.
Budgets aren't budgets anymore. They tell you, they pre-release stuff and there's no excitement, and you don't huddle around the radio wondering whether you've got to dash out and buy petrol and smokes and whiskey. So it's a non-event to some extent because they pre-released it all.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. A team of researchers are hoping their plan to excavate a Milton cemetery to identify remains will get the go-ahead from the public. A new website offering tips on reducing food waste is garnering local support, with events planned to bolster the effort. And members of a mountain biking group are set to host a schools competition later this year thanks to a recently received grant. Well, it's time now to find out what's going to be in Thursday's Otago Daily Times, and we're joined by Craig Page. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, we're going to have more another look at the Invame decision, of course, with Ag Research announcing today that 56 jobs are going to be heading to Lincoln. First mooted back in 2013, and it caused a huge uproar then. The ODT started its Stand Up Otago campaign, with lots of farmers, MPs getting on board to try and stop it. But unfortunately, D-Day today, and that's going to be happening for 2018. So we'll have more on that tomorrow. There's also news on the Saddle Hill quarrying decision, a battle with the quarry owners and the DCC over the rights to continue quarrying up there. Lots of concerns that the shape of Saddle Hill is basically losing its shape because of the ongoing quarrying. The interim decision said that there were limits placed on how much they could take out of there, and that stems back to 1960.
Wow.
And they have taken more than they should have, so it's not looking promising. Both the council and the quarry owners are more submissions to lodge before a final decision's made, but it's not looking good for the quarry owner on that front. And finish with a lovely story about a North East Valley boy, Emmanuel Mombi, a 10-year-old who suffers from cerebral palsy, struggles to get around the school and communicate, and bit envious of all of his classmates who whiz around their bikes at lunchtime on the school grounds. So his teacher aide and a local engineer have come up with a pretty novel design of a bike for him, and he's now whizzing around the school grounds himself. So lovely.
That's awesome.
It is nice.
I look forward to reading that story. Thanks, Craig. Tomorrow's ODT. Time now for local weather.
This 39 Dunedin News weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Emu Oil.
Here is our city view. It's taken of Mount Cargill. Nice to see a bit of blue sky and some sunshine today. Not terribly warm though around the city. It's 3 o'clock. 10 degrees for the central city and 11 for the gardens and the Tyree. Well, to the situation, the anticyclone is still developing in the Tasman Sea. The cold southerly airstream is slowly easing. So things are on the improve and around to some of the main towns in the lower south for tomorrow. Southwesters, but otherwise fine for Invercargill, Gilgore and Te Anau, and a fine day for Alexandra with 11 degrees. And fine weather for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel, all heading for 11. And Dunedin tonight becoming fine with a low of -1. Tomorrow mostly fine and sunny with light southwesters. Frosty at night though, a high of 10, -3 on the cards. And on Friday, mostly fine and sunny with light southwesters once again and 11 degrees. And to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information, low tide tomorrow morning is at 25 to 8. High tide follows at 10 past 1. And fishing conditions look good tomorrow, especially at around 20 to 10 in the morning. And that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for Wednesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.